Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Monday Mornings with the Smiths. Considering the fact that this month is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we're going to touch a little bit on that topic. So let's get right into it. Babe, what is domestic violence?
Domestic violence is violent or aggressive behavior that occurs within the home. It's usually when a domestic partner or a spouse is using or displaying aggressive or violent behavior to control the other party.
Now, are there signs that we oftentimes ignore in our relationship?
There are definitely signs, and when we say domestic violence, we're usually talking about the physical aspect of it, but there's usually a progression. It goes from the verbal or emotional abuse. You can have sexual abuse, you can have financial abuse, and then, of course, there is the physical abuse. And typically, there are signs. If you're dating someone who is overly aggressive, who is very jealous, who wants you all to themselves, who tries to separate you from your family and your friends, who's angered very easily, these are all typically signs that this person has an aggressive or, possibly a domestic violence tendency.
Wow, you spoke about something that I never thought about in the financial abuse. Do you want to shed a little light on that a little? What does
Sure.
that look like?
Absolutely. Financial abuse occurs typically when you have a spouse that is earning more income than the other spouse and uses that money as leverage in the relationship to control that other party. Or sometimes it's when a spouse is working and the other spouse is not working, controlling that person that's unemployed with the threat of withholding finances or given very limited access to the finances. You might have a husband who controls the money to such a point where the wife doesn't even know the account numbers, doesn't have a checkbook, doesn't have any access whatsoever to that money. And so, when you have those types of situations, that is, part of financial abuse.
Wow, very interesting. What advice do you have for someone who's living in a domestic violence relationship?
Well, love does not hurt. And so, if you are being harmed, if you're being physically harmed, if you're being emotionally abused, my advice is that you get out. There are safe places that you can go, there are numbers that you can call, there is help. And so, if you feel threatened for whatever reason, if you feel unsafe, then my suggestion is that you remove yourself from that situation and you go someplace that's safe.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about those places that they probably can go. We have the the, the local shelter. We have your local pastor. I'm sure you assign yourself to some church. You go to your pastor. You seek your pastor. When all else fail, you go to your family. It's very important that you go to your family.
Yeah, absolutely. Domestic violence has grown and continues to grow because of this code of silence. There's such shame and embarrassment associated with it that people don't share. They don't tell their family what they're going through. But there is a national domestic violence hotline that you can call. And like my husband mentioned, there are many, many local organizations. And if you call this 24/7 hotline, they can also direct you to local resources. And that number is 1 800 621 4673. If you are being abused or if you know someone that's being abused, please speak up and get some help.
Do you mind repeating that number again?
1 800 621 4673.
Awesome, awesome. Um, might I add that the moment I decide to abuse you in any form, or that's the moment I decided not to see you as my equal. The Bible says, and the two shall become one. I no longer see you as one. I no longer see you as equal. because if I did, I would not have put my hands on you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I just want to add here that oftentimes when we talk about domestic violence, we think about the woman being abused. But there are many men who also suffer at the hands of their wives,
Yes.
their domestic partners. So, you know, there again that code of silence because the man is supposed to be macho and he doesn't want to share. But whether you're a man or a woman, it's not right for anyone to put their hands on you.
How about children in school? Do you find that the domestic violence is rapidly increasing amongst teenagers also?
Well, statistics show that young girls between the ages of 16 and 24 actually have the highest occurrence of
Wow.
domestic violence.
Wow.
So we definitely have a work to do when it comes to our young people.
Well, there you have it, folks. Remember, before I go, I want to leave with you. First Corinthians tells us that love is not puffed up. Love is not easily provoked. Love is patient. Love is kind.
Yes.
Until next week, same place, same time with another episode of Monday Mornings with the Smiths. Before you go, do not forget to like our page, share our page with someone. More than anything else, go to Amazon.com and purchase our book, The 5-Star Marriage. Until then, God bless. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.